दासि वेद्यं सा परं साधाम त्वया ततं विश्वम् अनन्तरूपा
মাধৱৰ শিক্ষা ধৰি
কংস শিশুপাল জৰাসন্ধ দন্তবক্ৰ আদি এই অহংকাৰীসকলক প্ৰথম তেনেকৈ হৈছিল তাৰে হ'ল আমাৰ বিহু কিন্তু সহ্য বিচ্ছ কুৰুতন্ত্ৰ শক্তি বেগেও কোনো গুণে হীন হোৱা নাই
We cannot do anything without being grateful or indebted to this Mahapurush, who is not only a religious saint, a bhakta poet, but also so many other things. He was social reformer, he was language giver to Assam, and he was also, you can say, in a very humanitarian way. He tried to simplify many complicated rituals. The meaning of Sanatana Dharma, you see, which is when we say religion, it becomes very complicated, and we may think what is so great, like and even globalization time, it may not mean much so seriously. So we are thankful and grateful in Assam that Shankardev could nurture the true meaning of Sanatana Dharma, which is the way Buddha gave, like ahimsa, parama dharma. So these are some of the values which are always relevant and which the society in every turning point, it needs a sense of direction and also guideline.
In our Bharatiya Bhasha, there is not a word similar to exclusion. Ours is an inclusive Sanskriti. Shankardev also represented that. He was an epitome of Bharatiya spiritual tradition, Bharatiya Jnana Parambara, Bharatiya Karma Parambara. That is his speciality. That's why when you are analyzing Shankardev, we are seeing a spiritual giant. We are seeing a master organizer in him. We are seeing a gem of an intellectual in him. Of course, along with that, we are seeing an artist, a cultural activist, and one who is able to, enthuse, inspire most, strong personalities like Lachit Bodphukan to save the whole land from the alien forces or paradharmis. Bodphukan fought against the Mughal attacks like anything, and he got inspiration from Shankardev's principles.
For us, especially the youth, he is Gurujana, because he is not to do with the godlike figure of Gurujana that we often understand, but Gurujana for us is someone like an elder brother, a companion, a friend with whom we connect, with whom we communicate. And to just give you an example, in our almost every Assamese household, we have the word Devta. Devta refers to father, and which is actually Devta in a way. So here Devta or Devta doesn't mean a god figure, but someone who is our Dev, someone who is our love, who is our companion. And this is what Gurujana is. More than a higher authoritative figure, he is our friend. And that's why most of our Assamese prayers also address him as to me, not as Apuni or Ap. We address in our Assamese prayers as Tum. You know, the way we would address a friend, that's the way we address our Gurujana via our various prayers.
पल में तोला पल में माशा, जीवन की इतनी परिभाषा, देखो आँख से आगे, जोड़ो उससे धागे, मन तोरा सच्चा हीरा, मन हीरा गाए मस्त फकीरा, मन हीरा गाए मस्त फकीरा।
कहा जाता है जाती रही भावना जैसी, प्रभु मूर्ति देखी तिन तैसी। और इसलिए जिस संत ने अपनी आस्था के लिए जैसा मार्ग उचित समझा, वैसा मार्ग समाज को अपनाने के लिए प्रेरित किया। वो चाहे चैतन्य महाप्रभु हों या वल्लभाचार्य हों या श्रीमंत शंकरदेव, तीनों ने अपनी अपनी तरह से समाज को प्रेरित करने की कोशिश की। एक तरफ सगुण भक्ति थी, एक तरफ निर्गुण भक्ति थी, एक तरफ एको हम बहुश्याम का उदाहरण था और एको हम बहुश्याम में सारे समाज को कहीं न कहीं ये दृष्टि देने की आवश्यकता थी कि आप सब में ईश्वर विद्यमान है। इसके साथ ये भी एक उदाहरण था कि हम प्रतीकों के माध्यम से किस तरह अपने आप को ईश्वर की उस आस्था में जोड़ सकते हैं। इन दोनों के बीच में चाहे हम श्रीमंत शंकरदेव हों या चैतन्य महाप्रभु हों, इनके बीच में बहुत अंतर उस दृष्टि से नहीं है, सिर्फ आपकी आस्था पद्धति का अंतर है। अंततः तो मार्ग कोई भी हो, हम सबको ईश्वर के पास ही पहुंचना था। हमने देखा कि प्रारंभ में जब श्रीमंत शंकरदेव ने अपना पूरा का पूरा विचार समाज के सामने प्रस्तुत किया, तो उस समाज ने भी बहुत आसानी से उसे स्वीकार नहीं किया। शुरुआत में उन्हें भी बहुत बड़े विरोध का सामना करना पड़ा। अंततः श्रीमंत शंकरदेव जो मार्ग दिखा रहे थे एक साधारण व्यक्ति के लिए, समाज के अंतिम व्यक्ति के लिए जो मार्ग दिखा रहे थे, वो मार्ग अंततः लोकप्रिय है। इसलिए चैतन्य महाप्रभु का जो मार्ग है वो उस समाज, उस पृष्ठभूमि, उस आस्था के लिए शायद वो आवश्यक था, और जो श्रीमंत शंकरदेव ने मार्ग अपनाया वो उस पृष्ठभूमि, उस आस्था, उस समाज के लिए आवश्यक था।
Bhakti movement was before Shankardev in southern India. Then it spreaded to northern India also, and parallelly at different places of India, Bhakti movement emerged. But these different saints who spreaded Bhakti movement, they did this independently of one another. But it is very surprising that they had same types of teachings, same types of thoughts. They fought against casteism, etc. They were all humanist. These conceptions grew in India, I think, at the same time, though independently of each other. I don't know why it happened. Shankaracharya's Advaita Vedanta philosophy. It was the revival of Brahmanism, and Bhakti, in that Brahmanism there is rigid caste distinctions, and leaders of Bhakti movements, they wanted to eradicate these caste distinctions. They fought for the victory of humanity. These leaders of Bhakti movement, they realized that true religion must come from inside one's heart. Men's hearts must be purified. External rites and rituals are not to be regarded as true religion according to these leaders, and they gave stress in bhakti or devotion of the heart, and which will purify one's malices.
Bhakti was a sort of a thing that is a national renaissance of this great nation, this Rashtra. It is to be seen in that perspective. Of course, it has got two planes. It is to be seen through two frames, I would like to say. One is the correction of the existing dharmic belief system, customary practices. Even it was against the orthodoxy and the perverted priesthood. at that point of time. There were a lot of such negative things happened in our culture, in our tradition. And through that Bhakti movement, Bhakti Abhiyan, on the basis of the spiritualism or spiritual nationalism of this great land, it was a corrective mechanism in one way. And another way, it was a strengthening of our nationalistic content against the colonial advent also. At that point of time, you may be knowing, from north, Mughal invasions were happening. And also in the south, the west colonialist forces were coming into Bharat with a antagonistic mindset to convert the land, to attack on our selfhood and everything. So in both these ways, corrective and ek prakar se defensive, unless and until you are correcting yourself, unless and until you are not nullifying your drawbacks, you can't go forward.
Bhakti movement itself was a very democratic and liberal movement. Shankardeva's movement, Neo-Vaishnavite movement, was a part of that. All India, we all know Kabir, Nanak, and you see Dakshin Bharat, Ju, Bhakta, Dravida Saints, all these is the line. And here in Eastern India, we have Sri Chaitanya, Shankardeva, and Ramanuja and others who began the philosophical and the parampara of the bhakti. So together we have this movement in the context of Assam and Northeast, because that time Shankardeva's Assam was the whole Northeast included, you can say Greater Assam. So Greater Assam with so many composite culture, so many tribes, so many castes, and when Shankardeva boldly announced Brahmanara Chandalara Nibisari Kul Datata Surata Jana Dristi Homotul. Don't ask which caste a Brahmin belongs to or a Chandala, who is an untouched. Nisato Haduta Jara Bhoila Ekogan, Takehe Pondita Buli, Bula Harboda. So here you see the glimpses of Kabir. So these are very relevant today, because the problem is this Sanatana Dharma, I say, because we have to change our mindset. You see? So this is, I said, it is a part of living tradition. These are the values which are transferred from generation to generation. So you may find till that time where there was no dowry, there was no child killing, daughter killing. These are some of the things we have to ponder. Northeast to remain aloof from all these things which take the breaking news in the main India scenario every day. These were news to us. But gradually we are now being infected with all this, and that is where we think Shankardeva still remains relevant. Sanatana Dharma and Buddha's relevance, right? Your mind, this is Astanga Marga and all Buddha said you have to evolve a Buddha in you, or you have to become a Dija. So Shankardeva's Dija was, like when we say we all read the Gayatri Mantra, which is the sacred mantra for all, and this was seen by Rishi Viswamitra, who was not by birth Brahmin. So here the tradition continues, and Shankardeva says, who is a Dija? Not by birth, but who is Vaishnava Jana, but Gandhi later, and also humbler than a blade of grass, which all the Vaishnava Janas. So these are some of the things, and don't, you see, you give space to all religions. So here Jainism also says, leave and let others leave. So the context was ready for receiving another incarnation of Vishnu, because why Vishnu? Assam already had a tradition of early Vishnu worship. You see, like Asaklanta and others, these are associated with Vishnu, Krishna, other associations. So pre-Shankardeva, Vaishnavism was there, which was a Vishnu worship with Vasudeva idol, or there were other tantra mix like other Brahmanical worships. This was also mantra, murti, diksha, even Vishnu name or Shiva name, whatever. So this kind of association was there, and therefore because Vishnu incarnates, whenever there is in the Bhagavad Gita, Jada Jada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata, so people were waiting for one incarnation to come. And most interestingly, the expectation came also from the heart of Kamakhya temple. The Kamakhya Kalika Puran, which was supposed to be glorifying Shakti, because it was of Kali's Puran. The opening song is a salutation to Vishnu, and there also it says that when the atrocity is much, it is the time that the Lord intervenes. And Kamakhya is shown as a Vaishnavite goddess. And interestingly, later, after post-Shankarite reform movement, when it humanized, simplified religion, most of the sacrifices abolished. So this was tremendous influence not only among the Vaishnavite section, among the Sakta section and others. Shankardev was born in a Brahma family, Bhuya family, which was also close to the people-friendly rulers, you can say. Although they were powerful, there was a cordial relation between the people and their rulers. Tragedy struck like Buddha. Shankardev, already from his young stage, he lost his father. His father was Kusumbar, as I said, and his mother was Satyasandha, who died when Shankardev was very young. And both his parents died young and in his young stage, and therefore his grandmother, paternal grandmother, who was Khairsuti, she took the charge, nurturing. One day, Khairsuti also became worried, and while giving food, she said that you should know all your ancestors, all your family belongs to very scholars, and they are musicians, they are writers, they are rulers, whatnot. I have nothing to complain. You are such a well-behaved grandchild to us, and we are fortunate that you are born in our family. But you are not interested in reading and writing. So you should go to school, learning something and continue the legacy of your family tradition. Then Shankara could see that grandmother is really concerned, and he said, let me go to school, Patsala, because that time told. And there are all kinds of learning, from logic to Nyaya Shastra to Tarka Shastra to Sanskrit, Mimamsa, all, and also other literature and all. So here grandmother took to Mahendra Kantoli's school, and there Shankara was admitted at 12 years. After learning the alphabets, he started, because already Mahendra Kandoli, who was a very sensitive Brahmin scholar, who was the teacher, who was the first one to notice, because as a teacher he will notice first the unusual or exceptionally superhuman qualities of Shankara, that he is not an ordinary human.
When he was admitted in the school of Mahendra Kandoli by his grandmother Khairsuti, on the next day of his admission, he composed a poem. He learned only the Swara Varna, not even the Vyanjan Varna, Akar, Ikar, he did not know. But his teacher, Mahendra Kondoli, told the students that you will write something on praise of Vishnu. The Shankardev thought that he was also asked to write. So next day he wrote a poem only with Okara. Korotolo komolo, komolodolo noyono, bhobodobo gohono, gohono bono soyono. No akar, no ikar, only okar. But that was not only game of words. This described Vishnu in the highest manner. Very beautifully, it is a picture of Vishnu. Korotolo komolo, palm is like lotus petals. Komolodolo noyono, his eyes are like petals of lotus. In this way, Bhobodobo Gohono, he is the Bhobodobo Dohono, he is the burner of earthly anxieties. In this way, he composed that poem. That was in the second day of his school days.
And then at the age of 21, so because Shankardev, when he composed that and showed his Guru Mahendra Kondoli immediately he recognized. He already had signs and readings. So he said that, and also there was a story that when Guru one day, it was noon time, school was closed, and he saw Shankara lying in the Patsala, sleeping. And then the sun was coming, and there was a snake cobra. It was protecting, giving the shade to Shankara. And Shankara was sleeping. So the Guru saw it, and also he already read the composition. Next day he called all the students, who are mostly Brahmins and some high caste. So he called that from today, Shankara will not do any cleansing the school, which all students have to do. And you all call him Shankara Deva. That's small child, and you call him Shankara Deva.
तुझ में उसमें भेद नहीं है, पर ये तुझको बोध नहीं है। तुझ में उसमें भेद नहीं है, पर ये तुझको बोध नहीं है। आगे देख उजाला उसका ओढ़ दुशाला, मन तोरा एक अधीरा, मन ही रगाए मस्त फकीरा, मन ही रगाए मस्त फकीरा।
In Western nations, Renaissance was a single phenomenon, happened once in history. But in Bharat, it is continuously happening. Whenever this dharma or the spiritual content will go down, necessarily there will be a Renaissance movement. That is the main reason of our continuity, our eternal nature of this great land. It is ancient as well as modern. On and often these type of Renaissance movement happened in Bharat. That has happened thousands of years ago along through Sri Krishna, or afterwards through Shankaracharya, and in the 15th century it happened under the leadership of the great personality Srimanto Shankardev.
नव भक्तिवाद सिर्फ भक्तिवाद का एक तरह से विस्तार है. इट इज एन एक्सटेंशन ऑफ भक्ति मार्ग, क्योंकि समय के साथ व्यक्ति की आस्था और सोच के तरीके बदलते हैं, और जब आस्था और सोच के तरीके बदलते हैं तो उसे प्रदर्शित करने के तरीके भी बदलते हैं. जिस समय इस नव भक्तिवाद का उदय हुआ, जिस समय जो सोच श्रीमंत शंकरदेव जैसे महापुरुषों के मन में रहा होगा, वो यही रहा होगा कि शायद ये अवसर है, ये समय है जब लोग इस तरह की भाषा समझेंगे. और इसीलिए उस तरह की भाषा में सारे सिद्धांत को लोगों के सामने प्रतिपादित करने की कोशिश की।
The very term, the contradiction, binary creation, class struggle, struggling each other, and devastating or destroying the adversary completely, and to my own existence is the ultimate point. I have to exist, I have to debate with others, defeat others, devastate others, destroy others. These are all Western concepts. As far as Bharatiya tradition of Samvada is concerned, it has been beautifully defined by Shankaracharya. Our Samvada Parambara is for enlightenment. Debate is not for a debate purpose or destroying purpose. Mutually enriching, to know and let know. That is the main point of Samvada in Bharat. It is not at all contradictory. You can see n number of darshanas here. I am not even translating it as philosophies. Lot of darshanas are here, but all darshanas are still existing. You cannot say that Sankhya has been destroyed by yoga, and yoga and Sankhya has been destroyed by Vedanta Darshana. It is still existing.
With our Gurujana Srimanta Shankardev, the best part about him is the timeless pearls of wisdom which he has given to all of us, and it is timeless in the sense that even youth of today can resonate. For instance, we have the clay making instruments in our Namghar and Hotra, where people, the youth, are involved there, and this is such a innovative way of engaging the youth productively over just only giving or counseling them and leaving them. It was a complete hand-holding.
तो मुखुटा ड्रामा के लिए, ड्रामा मीन्स असमीज कॉल भावना बोलते हैं, तो भावना में सभी कैरेक्टर मेकअप होगा, लेकिन कुछ कैरेक्टर मेकअप नहीं हुआ। एनिमल, डीमन, तो इसी कैरेक्टर को मात बना करके परफॉर्म किया। तो ये कल्चर शुरू किया पहले असम में, असम का गुरु श्रीमंत शंकरदेव ने शुरू किया। तो शंकरदेव ने पहले ड्रामा शुरू किया, ड्रामा का नाम श्रीन्न यात्रा। तो श्रीन्न मीन्स तो पेंटिंग और यात्रा तो ड्रामा। तो ड्रामा में तो दो कैरेक्टर तो गुरुजी ने बनाया, एक कैरेक्टर तो गुरुजी गुरु पक्षी और एक कैरेक्टर हो ब्रह्मा जी फोर फेस तो बनाया। तो पहन करके जो शिष्य को पहन करके परफॉर्म किया भावना में। तो अभी तक चल रहा है असम में भावना, तो अभी तक चल रहा है भावना के लिए मास्क।
For today's youth, are battling with mental depression and various issues. And Shankardev's philosophy, there has been a very happy, flexible element. I mean, you could be a Garo, you could be a Khasi, you could be a Miri, you could be a Missing. Everyone and anyone is welcome. In fact, Srimanta Shankardev himself says that, someone who is a Chandala and who consumes dog meat, but remembers the name of Hari is more, a devout than someone who keeps on doing elaborate rituals without being connected with Hari. So this is how I think that space, that flexibility makes Srimanta Shankardev Srimanta Shankardev.
In Shankardev, he rejected the concept of idol worship because he preferred only Shravana and Kirtana. In Bhagavata, there is 9 types of devotions, and of these 9 types of devotion, Archana, worship is also included. But according to Shankardev, Shravana and Kirtana, listening to God's name and chanting God's name, these are the best mode of devotion.
This entire philosophy that, you need to directly, and that's why we don't have a pandit or we do not have a purohit. It's a direct communion between me and him. And for that, he says, why do you need a third party? We also need to be human and not become robotic and machine-like, which unfortunately is the norm today. And that is why devotion, that is why, and how do we instill love? We instill love when through songs, through dance, through music, through art and culture. And that is why, Sanskriti is such an important component of our Assamese household. And this is where Shankardev says that even in this case, when the say the potter is making the pot or the mask man is making the mask, because he's doing it with love, he's doing it with shraddha, with devotion, he is next to godliness. And this is what Shankardev's philosophy stands out as compared to most, because for him he taught us all how to live our everyday life, not just be a man-made machine, but there should be compassion, there should be empathy, there should be love.
उलझे रास्ते हैं, चल मंजिल को चलते हैं। उलझे रास्ते हैं, चल मंजिल को चलते हैं। एक दिए की लौ है, लौ में दम के हीरा, मन तोरा सच्चा हीरा, मन हीरा गाए मस्त फकीरा, मन हीरा गाए मस्त फकीरा।
Life itself is a journey, and he has shown that via his very life's message. In fact, as we all know, he had started a voyage after the death of his first wife, which means that sadness or suffering will be a part of life, but that cannot make us, be frozen.
If everything is fragile, everything is Maya, will there be something like the trunk of the root that will sustain us in life? What is that? What is that can be sorrow? So here life, love and devotion all in a sense made him a mystic wonder, and he wanted to revisit the India, Bharatvarsha of his dream. So India of his dream, he said, this land is so sacred that even the gods, they pray that we should be born in that holy land, Bharata. And Bharata not because of its Sanatana system of tolerance, because of its multicultural, multi-linguistic. So this in a harmonious platform that gives the bhakti, Catholicity, and that bhakti Bharatvarsha he wanted to rediscover.
His journey that he had taken, was because man is a hungry soul, and wherever there's hungriness, there is this quest, this hunger to learn, to know more. And we know his very special bonding with Jagannath temple in Puri. That, of course, I think is pretty well known. So wherever he has gone, there has been miracles with him, be it in Puri or be it in otherwise. So as much as he has been, as we consider an avatar in our local Assamese, we consider him an avatar of Lord Vishnu. So he did show his miraculous powers then and there, but to the masses he was just a regular saint.
Invented a different language called Assamese Brajaboli. His dramas are written in Assamese Brajaboli, and many of his Borgits are also in Brajaboli language. That Brajaboli language can be understood not only by Assamese people but also by peoples of Bengal, Orissa, etc. So, Shankardeva's Borgits, Shankardeva's Onkiya Nats are still working, still very effective on the minds of the people. These Onkiya Nats are shown, demonstrated by performance of Bhavna. Bhavna is Shankardeva's great contribution. At the time of his demise, he told his eldest son Ramananda that he gave everything Madhavdeva. Madhavdeva is his inheritor. He gave everything Madhavdeva, and Ramananda should learn things from Madhavdeva. In this way, Shankardeva appointed Madhavdeva as his successor. Shankardeva translated the Bhagavata, but Shankardeva rejected many things from the Bhagavata. These tantric activities, ritualistic activities, Shankardeva did not like. And Damodaradeva told Madhavdeva that he deviated from Shankardeva, but he did not deviate from the Sanskrit Bhagavata, original Bhaggavata.
मुझे लगता है कि भारतीय दर्शन की यही विशेषता है, भारतीय दर्शन की यही व्यापकता है। हमारे यहाँ शैव भी हैं, वैष्णव भी हैं, शाक्त भी हैं, स्मार्त भी हैं। हमारे यहाँ सबके पास अपनी अपनी आस्था के स्थानों को चुनने का अधिकार है, और इसीलिए एक ही स्थान पर अलग अलग शक्तियों का, अलग अलग आस्था का भी आपको प्रात्यक्षिक मिल सकता है। और इस दृष्टि से मुझे लगता है कि असम की भूमि अपने आप में एक बहुत अनोखी भूमि है। हमारी जो भारतीय सनातन परंपरा है उसकी व्यापकता की मूल को समझें। अगर हम हमारी सनातन परंपरा के व्यापकता की मूल को समझेंगे तो उसमें सबको समाहित करने की अद्भुत शक्ति है। आज अगर भारत में सनातन परंपरा हजारों वर्ष तक अक्षुण्ण है, हजारों वर्ष तक निरंतर है, इसमें हमेशा विस्तार ही हुआ है, तो वो सिर्फ इसलिए कि इसमें सबको समाहित करने की और सबको सम्मानजनक रूप से स्थान देने की अद्भुत शक्ति विराजमान है।
Of course, that was a Renaissance period, it was a spiritual wave period. Spirituality is the basis of our nation's progress. That's why in Bhagavad Gita also, it has been clearly mentioned. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno,
यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः
Tatra Srir Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitar Matar Mama. The last sloka which has been depicted in Bhagavad Gita, that is a principle. The youngsters must imbibe the Yogeshwara principle of Shankardev and also the Partha's fighting spirit, Arjuna's fighting spirit, also from Shankardev. In that way only we can go forward, and that's why we are all saying Shankardev is to be remembered, is to be studied properly, and for the future of this great nation, Shankardev is the most necessary part to be included in the study material, and we have to go after him and accepting and adoring and respecting him as the icon of the young India.
तेरा उसका ऐसा नाता बीच तिहारे कोई ना आता। तेरा उसका ऐसा नाता बीच तिहारे कोई ना आता। कितनी खुशियाँ पीरा सच ही कहता जोगीरा। मन तोरा एक अधीरा, मन हीरा गाए मत फकीरा। मन हीरा गाए मस्त फकीरा। मन हीरा गाए मस्त फकीरा। मन हीरा गाए मस्त फकीरा। मन हीरा गाए